communications piece really starts with building those bridges with those different business units, which is why I highly recommend that at the beginning stages you start to make notes of some of the key things that have to get communicated out. And you want to talk to users and understand where they're kind of at with their skill set and the magnitude of change you're planning on bringing to the desktop. That's going to give you a pretty good idea of what you're going to need to plan for in terms of training and communications. I've seen companies pull people in for full-day classes. I've seen them come in for 2-hour classes. It really depends on how much you're changing the desktop, what the skill set is of the users, what their key functions are going to be on the desktop, and then the most efficient way of delivering that. And that starts at the very beginning phases of the project. You need to definitely decide if you're going to do classroom training. Do you have those facilities? Do you have someone in-house who can write communications out to users and keep them up to date on what's going on? Do you have in-house staff that can do the training? Do you need consultant support? Do you want to give individual users pre-migration objectives? One of the things that I've seen is very effective is giving them access to online learning modules in advance of the migration, making pilot machines available to people to go and kind of do some testing and test runs. All those kinds of things get that user buy-in at the beginning and really helps you get that migration moving more effectively, and it reduces the user frustration. But those things have budgetary impacts, so you kind of have to figure out how you want to do that ahead of time and make sure you get that money in the budget.
Yeah, and Terry, just kind of reiterating the point, as far as communications goes, that is the bulk of these projects. You know, technically everything here can be done. It's been done by other organizations, and you'll get around the technical hurdles. The project is almost 20% technical and 80% communication. So if that's not something that your group is accustomed to doing, you really need to do it for this project. You have to just think about the impact of the change that you're having for someone. You know, someone that's used to working a certain way on a certain desktop, their files are in a certain location, and you're changing all of that. So there is a magnitude to change. And you want to focus on the user experience. You want to bring the user community in as a partner early on. You don't want to be making, sweeping decisions on things without talking to the people that are actually using it. Because at the end of the day, it's the user's satisfaction with the new desktop that's going to define the success of the project. And it's the little things that really make a difference there. So just, if someone should be dedicated to it, and it should not be an overlay or just like a side thought, like, oh yeah, communications, we'll shoot out an email. It needs to be an integrated part of the project.
You're just speaking my language, Andrew. That's like, I feel like if you don't have people in your planning sessions that can advocate for end users, it's not a sign that you're going to have a successful migration. You need people at the table saying that's not how people use it, or that's not going to work with this group. And if you have trainers on staff, trainers are usually those kind of people. Help desk people can often be the voice of those users. But you do need to bring those people in as early in the process, because I have seen way too many decisions being made that made sense from the IT perspective and just blew up as soon as it got to the first end user.
Yeah, and Terry, can I just add in there?
Sure.
If you have diverse offices in multiple countries and locations, don't assume that what will work in one country or one location will work elsewhere. We have gone through numerous migrations at Weil where one particular country will force all staff to go to training.
Right.
In other offices, you try and force staff to go to training, you'll probably have a revolution.
And the other piece of that too is some business units have a totally different comfort level and skill set and don't need the same kind of training than other business units need. So to just do this sort of generic, out of the box, here's the training we're going to provide to everyone, does not go over very well with every single business unit. And it does require more work ahead of time, but again, the information you're getting from the users is valuable to all stages of the planning process. So it'll help you build your project plan, but it'll also help you develop your training and communications plan.